Let's see. Hello, everyone. I see some friends already over in the chat over on the side. I see Miss Rita, hello, and Deanna, hello. Let's see here. Oh, Miss Rita is driving, but she likes to listen. Well, you drive safe. Okay, so today I'm going to be creating with some of the items that are included in the spring sale. So I don't know if those of you who have checked out the sale have seen everything that is available, but I have the Honeybee Stamp Store pulled up here on my little iPad, and it's very easy to find everything that is in the sale. I believe that Melissa said that there were about 460 items in the sale category, and some of them will already be marked down, but those of the products that are already marked down. You will also see the 17% off even on those clearance items. Let's see here. Let's see. Hello, Deanna. Hello to you. So we've got some of our new things in the spring sale. And then we've got some older things like I'm going to be using today. Even the paper pad and envelopes will be in the sale. And so you can just scroll through. You can see there's some of our older products that are on our retiring list. And you'll notice that this little stamp, this is a small little 2x2-inch stamp, the cute little typewriter, but it's already marked down to $2.75. Now you're going to receive the spring sale price on top of the already discounted price. So some really good deals to be had today over in the Honeybee Stamps store. So I hope that you guys will go and check that out. Let me go back to our opening page here if I can find it. And then all you have to do again is find the little banner, click on the shop the spring sale, and everything is easy to find. Now if you're looking for exactly what your discount will be, it will show up when you add your items right into the cart. So easy peasy. The sale runs from March 17th through the 20th, and you save a extra 17% off on those clearance items, and the things that have not been marked down are the 17% off. So super cool. Lots of fun items in there. So I urge you to go check that out. Now let's see here. Let's see. Hello, Janice. Hello, Bonnie. Let's see. And I'm guessing, Miss Deanna, that the sound is good and the picture looks good today. I am hoping that everything goes well. And so I am going to get started on our card today. I'm going to use this Fluttering By stamp set. Now this is one of the stamp set that is in the retirement section of the store. But I wanted to use it today because one, I think it's beautiful for springtime, and two, it may give you some inspiration. And those of you that are shopping, you could get a really good discount on the Fluttering By stamp set. So let's see here. Yes, we do have a storefront. It's at honeybeestamps.com. And we do not have a physical store, Miss Bonnie. We just have a warehouse that is in Oregon. So I hope that answers your question. Hello, Angie. Okay, so for today, I'm going to be doing a spring card like I mentioned, and I see my screen goes yellow. If it goes yellow, I apologize. It will pop back. I am in discussions with the software manufacturer that I'm having this issue, so I apologize for that. But it will pop back to the correct screen, and I can see what is going on. So I apologize. So I'm going to use this cute little butterfly, making a spring card with some of our new Playful Pastels paper. The paper pad is also in the sale. And this could be a birthday card, a Mother's Day card, anything with these beautiful sentiments that are here. So I'm going to use our paper, and then I'm also going to use a few. Now this is a mess. My eyes are a mess here, but I'm going to use a few of these little buds and blooms from our spring bouquet builder set. You can see I have a ton of cardstock cut in here. There's a basket and a watering can that's super cute. Let me pull up that watering can if I can get it. There we go. So the cute little watering can with the embossed details in that. So this is a fun one. And I'm just going to use a few of the little blooms as little accessories on my spring card today. Let's see. Hello in Georgia. Hello, Marcy. Hello, Miss Kay. Hey, Mari. How are you? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I think the first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and layer all of my pieces of this beautiful Playful Pastels paper pad. And I have made some notes. I don't know if you guys like to go back and watch things or recreate. I have made some notes on my cut sizes and things. But I found that layering up my cardstock that's already pre-matched up and the colors look beautiful together, it's a great way to get out those paper pads and use some of the paper that I've been hoarding. So I have my pieces cut. Now this little piece is going to be used for my sentiment. I'm going to set it aside, but it is 3.5 by 1 inches. And then I have some others. I'm going to start with a white card base. So this is 4.25 by 5.5. So your typical A2 size card. And I'm going to layer on that some of our beautiful pattern paper. Now this is that creamy yellow with a little bit darker of a dot. I kind of like the wonky, whimsical dots back there. They're not imperfect stripes or rows or anything like that. Now this piece is cut to 3.75 by 5.25. Let's see, Miss Deanna is in Oregon. Hello, Valerie is in Oregon. Hello, hello everyone. Okay, so I'm going to start with this piece, and I am going to adhere that down to my white piece of cardstock up here at the top. And again, those of you that are just popping in, for some reason, the software does not stay on the appropriate screen. I'm aware of that, and I have made the software company aware of that, and they're helping me to solve that problem. And so it will pop back on. It will pop back on to the original screen. It just takes it just a second. So when I stick this down, I'm going to line it up, but I'm actually going to butt it up against the top of this white panel of cardstock and then have it not come all the way to the bottom. So my sides are going to be open and my bottom open here. So I've got that layer good to go. My next layer is going to be this beautiful spring plaid, and I have cut it to 3.25 by 5. And that's going to be the next layer here on my little layer of cardstock. I've got lots of layers and layers and layers going today. Let's see here. But again, I can't decide if I want this to be like a Mother's Day card and I am on the ball and I've got some done. I don't know if I want to put an I miss you from this stamp set, but there's lots of great greetings in that set as well. Let's see here. Is the watering can die set on sale? I do not think that that die set is on sale. I think that may be the only thing that I'm using today that is not part of the spring sale. Okay, so I've got my layers going here, and I next am going to layer this is just a plain piece of light gray cardstock. So I've cut a little rectangle that is 3 by 3.5, and I'm going to actually put this in the middle of my plaid here. This is going to kind of ground everything, and it's going to look really cool when I get my butterfly and my sentiment and everything all ready to go. Make sure that everything is all nice and straight. I think it's a little wonky, but we'll move ahead. Now again, this is another piece of our beautiful Playful Pastels paper pad. It's that really pretty quatrefoil, and I'm going to adhere that. Again, right kind of here in the center. Let me kind of eyeball it. And it is going to come all the way down to the bottom of that plaid piece. So you can kind of see where we're going here. Now, right now, it kind of looks like a patterned paper mess. But once we get everything going and everything on and our sentiment, it's going to be really cool looking. Let's see here. Such pretty colors. Thank you, Miss Sherry. Okay. Now I think I'm at the point where I am ready to do some stamping. I want to stamp both my sentiment onto my little white strip of paper. I also want to stamp my butterfly. Now I have die cut a couple of butterflies because I wanted two just in case I messed up. But this paper, this yellow, you can see it's already got some color on it. This is actually from that paper pad. So you can see when I trimmed down this yellow buttery paper right back here, I kept the scrap and I cut my butterflies from that. And so everything's going to perfectly coordinate. I'm going to do a little bit of stamping right on top of this, but also that was a good way for me to use up my scrap from this piece back here. So I'm going to get out my Misty and I'm going to do some stamping. Let me see if I can pick these up. And then in my Misty, I have a inexpensive cutting mat. Now this is a mat that you can find on Amazon, at Hobby Lobby, at any of your craft stores. This is just an off-brand mat, but this is what you use if you have, let's say, a Cricut or a Silhouette or any of those machines that you pair with your computer to have it cut out. And I love to use these sticky mats inside my Misty because they're so great to hold little die cuts like this down. As you can see, my little butterfly is not going to move around in there. It allows me to kind of get it up out of the corner where it can be a little tricky to stamp things, and I can stick it down right into the center and then line up my stamp, and my die cut is not going to go anywhere. Now I am going to kind of lift up and see if I can't get my butterfly nicely lined up here, and I'm actually going to stand up over my Misty, and I'm going to try to make sure that everything is nicely lined up. Let's see here. Hello in Florida and hello in Michigan. Marcy does the trick with the cutting mat too. Yes, I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Jennifer McGuire or Betsy Veldman or who I saw use that trick, but I thought that is brilliant. I have to kind of steal that one. Now I'm going to do some heat embossing on my butterfly with white embossing powder for the lines. So I have treated my die cut with anti-static powder, and I'm going to use just my good old Versamark ink and stamp that Versamark ink right down onto my die cut. Now you can stamp and do all of this first before you die cut, but because I was doing a live stream with you guys, I thought it would just be easier for me to die cut first. So either way, whatever works for you on your little system is great. Okay, now I'm gonna take, if I can find my handy dandy, and I may not be able to find it, my little spatula, and I can't find it, so I'm going to use this little guy right here. Nope, I'm not. Let's use this. I just like to stick something sharp underneath there in order to get all of that pulled up. So I'm going to set my Misty aside for just a second, and I have white opaque embossing powder. I'm going to take my little tweezers. I'm going to pour on my embossing powder. Let's see, Jennifer McGuire uses a sticky mat in her Misty as well. Okay. Yes, so smart. Once I learned that little trick, I've not gone back. Okay, I'm going to dump that off, and you can see how pretty that butterfly is gonna be when it's all finished. I'm gonna very gently kind of take this away, move that powder so I do not make a mess, and then this is gonna get loud for just a second as I heat this up. Okay, now let me very carefully so I don't smear, but you can see how pretty that butterfly is. And this paper from that paper pad is actually one of the ombre papers, so it's a yellow ombre. So you can kind of tell at the top of my butterfly near its antenna and the top of the wings where it's a little bit darker than the bottom. And I kind of like that. I kind of liked that variation in color. Now, I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. I may go back and add just a little bit of deeper color with colored pencils right in here towards its little body. But I'm going to let that embossing powder kind of set up and dry while I stamp my sentiment. So I'm going to put my little butterfly away, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and make this like I am getting ready and doing this for a Mother's Day card. So I'm gonna actually use the I love you sentiment in this set, because then I already have a beautiful kind of springy card on hand ready to use when it is time for Mother's Day. Now I am gonna slip this one in the corner because it's a nice rectangle piece. I'm going to try to set my I love you kind of right in the center. Make sure it's all lined up. And then I like to hold everything up kind of like this in front of me. Make sure it's nice and straight. And then for my sentiment, I'm just going to use this VersaFine Onyx Black ink. It's great for sentiments. It's nice and crisp and black. And so I'm going to set that down, give it a little press. Perfect for Mother's Day. So pretty. Thank you, thank you. Love the embossing on the butterfly. Thank you. It does look a little bit dainty. I kind of like it. Okay, so that looks good with the first stamping. So again, I'm going to take my little craft knife here and pick that up so I don't wrinkle the edges. And then my stamping, I believe, is all done. I'm going to set those aside. And now I can kind of start working on things. Now this has had a little bit of time to set up. So when that embossing ink is still a little hot and sticky and tacky after you heat it, it will smear if you cut it or do anything like that. So I wanted to be really careful. Now I've picked out some colors from my colored pencils, and I think I'm going to add some, and I can use this one now. I'm going to add some to add a little bit of color into the base of the wings. And that is a really bright yellow. Let's see here. I want to go a little bit. I'm just going to add it just like here. Nothing fancy. Just kind of deepening up that color where it would run down. Let's see here. Okay. Let's do the same on the other side. Run some color. And if you wanted this to be, you know, purple or black, or add black dots or anything to that effect for your butterfly, it would be totally cool to do that. I'm going to take my blending. I don't like that one. That was making it look messy. This is just a white pencil, and I'm going to right over the end of that. So between the pattern paper and the embossing powder, and then just a little bit of flicks with my colored pencil, I think it makes it look like I did a lot more work on the butterfly than what I really did. And then I can also take my dark, and I think I'm going to shade just like so, right into those little wells. And if you're really careful, you can always use your Copic markers. I just try not to touch those onto my embossing powder a whole lot. I wouldn't like scrub over them, but you can also use your Copic markers. Let's see, also do some little dark spots around the little curls maybe. So anything that would kind of make your butterfly stand out. Let's see here. All right. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving on here. Okay, now before I get very far, I am going to add, since this is kind of Mother's Day-esque, I'm gonna add a little bit of purple ribbon. Normally I like to add my crinkle ribbon to projects, but I thought that I would do something a little bit different today. So I'm gonna cut a length of ribbon that is long enough to go right around to the back. Use my scissors, and then I'm gonna get this kind of where I want it. And this is just that silky, let's see what this is called. I don't know if you call it, is it grosgrain ribbon? And I'm not gonna say that correctly, I imagine. But I'm gonna use a little bit of adhesive. Flip it again. Right there to the edge of that quatrefoil paper. Just like so. And then now I'm going to start adding my other little goodies, like my sentiment and my butterfly. And I'm going to add the sentiment with a little bit of foam tape. Let's see here, let me use my dots. Let's see, perfect way for Mother's Day cards. Okay, everybody is still there. I know that there is a little bit of a lag between the, I'm gonna use this, that'll be faster, between the, what I'm actually doing and what you're seeing. So if I don't see your comments or anything for just a second, that's the reason why it does that. Okay, move that. And then this is going to overlap. And before I really press it down, I'm going to pick it up again. Okay, now you can see all these little cute layers coming in. Let's see, grosgrain has rosgrain has ridges. You're right. This must just be like a satin ribbon. Thank you. Who's that? Wendy. Wendy said that, or Bonnie. Bonnie said that. This must just be a simple satin ribbon. Thank you. You're right. It does have ridges in it. Okay, so I've got my little butterfly, and to adhere him, I'm gonna actually kind of bend his wings up like so, and have him kind of right up in here. So again, this is where I'm going to use my little handy dandy pop dots, so I can put them right here on the back of his body section, and then adhere it, and he's going to pop up a little bit. So I'm going to get a little bit of dimension from the dots, and then a little bit of dimension from his wings being popped up. Now I could also add some dots like right back here to his wings. That way when I send it in through the mail and it does get a little bit smushed in the envelope, those wings are just going to kind of pop right back up. So I'll go ahead and do that while I'm thinking about it. Let me give him a little bend again. And then I'm going to place this kind of right up here, like so. And then give him a squish down. Let's see here. Card is so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Roberta. Okay. So he's got a little bit of a wave to his wings. It's not just flat onto the card. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my little flowers that I have cut. I've already got them cut out. Everything matches that pattern paper. And again, this I think is the only thing that is not, that I'm using that's not included in the spring sale, but this is our spring bouquet builder. And I'm not using the watering can or anything like that. I'm simply just taking some of these little blooms that are so easy to cut, and then I can kind of pop those on here and there as just some little extra elements and accessories on my card with my butterfly. So I've got lots of leaves, and I can kind of place these around and play with, you know, which direction I want these to go, and so forth. So bright, fun colors. Let's see here. Beautiful. Thank you. Great spring colors. Yes. Okay. So I've got these. I've got my blooms, which I'm going to do here in just a second. My purple blooms. I'm not going to use a yellow. And then I've got lots of leaves. So I think I'm going to start by adding this longer leaf. And I may try to tuck it right down in behind my sentiment. Let's see here. Let me find, and I can't find what I'm looking for. There they are, my little poker. Okay. So I get my glue started, if I can get it. Let's see here. Love the plaid and happy colors. Thank you. Nice to have the die cuts ready to go. Yes, when I die cut, Mari, and I'm sure that you probably do the same thing. I can't get this. There we go. I save all my bits and pieces when I, do certain colors or what have you. And so I always kind of have a stash of die cuts that I just put right back into the bag. That way I've got some choices and some things already done when I'm ready to create. I'm going to give him a haircut and pop him right down in there like that. And now I'm going to start working on my purple. Okay, so for my purple, I am going to give them a little bit of shape. So I've got a sponge mat and a stylus, and I'm going to just simply kind of roll these around. And this is just a little bit of an extra step. If you want your card to be more flat, then of course you don't have to do any of this. But I'm going to start off by adding these, and then I will put some of the coordinating sequins and little bits and pieces right into the centers of these. Now if you purchase this die set or you have it already, it does have centers to the flowers. I'm just going to add a little bit of extra sparkle by using the coordinating sequins. Here, just like so, and that's going to set up. Now we can use one of the daisy looking flowers and then give it a flip, kind of roll it around. And then the smaller size. And I think I'm going to layer these two. And and just offset those. Oops. Okay, let that liquid adhesive set up. Let's see here. Such a times a butterfly is too light. Dorothy says the butterfly is too light. Well, it actually matches. It's the perfect match for the pattern paper, and I like the white instead of a stark black. So what's so fun is you can use your stamps and your dies and create whatever you want to create and however you like it. That's what is so fun about crafting, is just to do it however you like it. There we go. And then I can do maybe one more right down here like that. Add some leaves. Let's see here. Okay, I need the mat. I know, I'm almost positive that Honeybee Stamps has the mat and the stylist for you to do exactly this. There is a super sweet lady on the design team, and her name is Becky Roberts, and she does amazing like 3D florals, and she uses a mat and a stylus all the time. But it's such a fun way to get more looks out of your die cuts, and so they're not just flat on the surface. Let's see here. There was a really cute little leaf right here. Add a little bit of liquid glue. I can put that right there, just like so. And I'm kind of liking the way that that's looking. I like the light green. I like the darker green back in there. And I just keep tucking and working my way around. Let's see here. I've got one more of these little leaves, and then I'm going to call it good. Let's see here. Everyone at Honeybee is awesome. Jamie in customer service. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you. Let's see, we can tuck this little guy like right over there. Okay, now I'm done fussing with that. I'm gonna take my card base and let me get it down onto my card base. I'm going to use my adhesive runner and cover it really well. And prop this up and line it up in my hands and then adhere it to the front. And that was so I could hide the back of the ribbon. And now all I have left to do is add my little sequins. Let's see here. Make sure I haven't missed any of your awesome comments. And for those of you that are just popping in, when the screen pops to yellow, I know that it does that. It's a problem with the software that I'm having, and I am working with the software designers to get that fixed. I don't know why it does that, so I apologize. And we are working on it. Okay, it is better than last time. Okay, so I'm just going to pop in some of these. Let's not do white. Let's do, and let me kind of hold this over here so you can see it. So this is the Playful Pastels. I should have said that. the Playful Pastels sequin mix. So everything coordinates with everything that I have going on here. So the butterfly is pattern paper that matches the yellow. The plaid pulls in all the colors. The quatrefoil is in that paper pad. So everything all coordinates all together, even the sequins. So let's see here. I could use yellow or purple. There's green. Let me get me more of a selection here. And here is a yellow. I think I'll pop yellow centers here. And it's that really light, beautiful, creamy, buttery, yummy yellow. There's a little, there we go. And I'm just going to use my little pickup tool and pick out all these fun little buttery yellow sequins. But there are little butterflies in this mix. There are flowers. You get it. There are little gems. Let's see here. That one, and kind of flip it over here. Just like so. And then I need one more buttery yellow. And everything is tied in together. Let's see if I can pick it up. Now my hands are sticky. There we go. Okay, so now everything is all done here. All right, love the sequins in the center of the flowers. Yeah, it's a fun little sparkly touch. And then of course, if, let's see, in person, it's brighter than what you see on camera. Yes, so the butterfly, I think, is what Miss Roberta is talking about. You can see, and it's hard to see colors and get the right look on camera, but this is a beautiful bright white embossing powder, and I knew that I didn't want to stamp it in black because I wanted that really soft spring, dainty, like you guys mentioned before. I wanted that look for my little butterfly, and so that's why I kind of went in and added some little color here with my colored pencils, added a little bit around the little swirls there, and then again the darker colors all again blend in with the oranges and the yellows and the butter and everything in this paper pad that we used. Okay, so there is that all put together. And then it's awesome that we have these pattern paper envelopes, because I know when I mail this to my mom, I can choose the buttery yellow that's going to perfectly coordinate. Let's see what's on the inside. I would call this one the yellow brick road. I love that. Or I can use this beautiful quatrefoil that coordinates with this strip here. And then if I flip it over and open it, you're going to see again that beautiful plaid. So everything is going to coordinate perfectly. I just love that all the guesswork is taking out of that for me. And so that's going to go right in here. I can always give this little leaf a trim off before I put it in the envelope, but I kind of like the way that it's looking. I like all that dimension with the little purple flowers there from the spring bouquet builder. And then of course our beautiful butterfly, who is kind of the star of the show, and that one is from the Fluttering By stamp set. So let's clean up my mess here, and then we are going to let's do a giveaway. So let me get all my comments pulled back up. Can you tell us the name of the stamp set again that has the butterflies? Yes, it is Fluttering By. So there is the stamps and there are coordinating dies. This is in the retirement section. There are some still available, so it is marked down for retirement, and then you can also get the 17% off in your cart for the spring sale. So if you guys love the butterflies, now would be a time to jump on that, because they're both retiring and they're on super sale. So that's kind of why I pulled those out today. I thought it would be fun to use products that are in the sale. The paper pad if I can find it, the Playful Pastels paper pad is also in the sale, as well as the coordinating envelopes. So you can take a look at those. But if you go to honeybstamps.com, let's see here. Somebody was asking about the sale. That card is amazing. Thank you, Wendy. If you go, sorry, you're going to have to see my kids here for a second. Type in my password. If you go to honeybstamps.com, so you can see I just pulled up the website. Everything is going to be listed here on Shop the Spring Sale. So you can literally just tap on the link and then roll through. You'll be able to roll through all the products down here that are in the sale. Now, if it is not marked down here, let's say here's the envelopes, for example. So if it is not marked down here, it will be marked down when it shows up inside your cart. So I hope that makes sense. So there's lots of new product. See, all of this is new for Easter. And then there are some old products. So if I go all the way back, you can see some of our older sets as well. These are already marked down, but you'll get an additional discount when you pop those into your cart. And there's no code or anything necessary. Okay, so let's do our giveaway now. Let's see here. Yeah, the card. Thank you, Miss Janice. Card was beautiful and not hard to do. No, it just takes a few minutes. A great way to layer up all that pattern paper. I could have added like a little ribbon or a bow down here with my purple satin ribbon. So lots of things that you can do with that. And I just love how all the guesswork is taken out of this with that pattern paper pad that I even used for my butterfly. So everything just blends seamlessly together. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to choose a winner. I'm just going to scroll through the comments. And our winner today is, let's see here. Our winner today is Marcy M. So Marcy M, I hope that you are still here. Let's see, and I know there's a little bit of a lag. So Marcy M, if you will just make sure that you have an account set up at honeybstamps.com, and then if you will email my friend Lisa at honeybstamps.com, and if you will let her know the name that is attached to your account, she is going to drop your prize right into your Honeybee Stamps account. So congratulations, Marcy M. And I hope this, guys, gives you some inspiration with our paper pads and some things to check out in the spring sale. And I think that is all for today. I will be back over on Instagram and Facebook next week. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'll see you next week. Happy crafting, friends, and see you later.